Okay, so guys, today we're checking out the Berserker class in Legend of Ymir, and like always, this video is split into two parts. First, I'll share my personal take and some interesting stuff I found from the Korean community. Then in the second part, we'll go through every single skill this class has. Okay, so guys, let's get started. So when Legend of Ymir first launched, Berserker actually wasn't a very popular class. The main reason was that it just wasn't that strong compared to the others. That's why the developers released a major update for this class like May to improve it. And honestly, that's one of the good thing about this game. The classes get balanced from time to time. But still, according to the Korean community, among the melee classes, Warlord is still stronger than Berserker in PvP. And another interesting thing when it comes to tanking, you might be surprised that Scald, which is a support and range class, actually tanks better than the melee ones like Berserker and Warlord. So right now, the main advantage of Berserker is its pull skill, which can grab multiple enemies at once with AoE attacks. So knowing all that, it's understandable why many players might not choose Berserker, but that actually gives this class a potential advantage. It can be cheaper to upgrade. For example, if a popular class costs 5,000 diamonds to upgrade, a less popular class like Berserker might only cost around 500 diamonds. So that means if you invest the same 5,000 diamonds into Berserker, you could get much more value out of it. Of course, those numbers are just example to explain the idea. Alright, now let's move on to the second part and check out all the Berserker skills one by one. Okay, so guys, the first skill of Berserker is Thunder. This one is an ultimate skill, which means you cannot use it all the time. The system here is that you can only use it when your yellow bar below your HP and MP is full. And you can get this skill from doing your mystery quest, or what they call here the saga quest in this game. And if you check the effects of the skill when it's maxed out, it's actually crazy. It has an insane knockdown effect that can go up to 120%, which we never seen in any other class. Even Warlord only has 100%. So I was actually wondering why the community still prefers Warlord over this one. Okay, next skill is drawing weapon. So from the animation itself, you can see he is throwing his hammer. So this one is a long range attack skill. If you level it up to the max, you'll see that it gives 12% monster damage and 15% boss damage. But compared to Volba, that's kinda low, since Volba usually plays around 25 to 30% monster damage. Next is full crush. So from the animation, it still looks like a long range attack, though not super long. But with this kind of animation, I kinda like this class. Like, you know, like it's fun to watch how he fight monsters. And if you check the effects of the skill when it's maxed out, it also has 100% PvP knockdown. This is pretty common for melee classes, but one thing I noticed that's missing, unlike Warlord, is the failure knockdown effect. Let's see if we can find that in another skill later. Now we have this skill called Bear Charge. So in the animation, he's running toward the monster. So this one's great for chasing opponents, obviously. The effects also includes a knockdown chance, and if you max the skill, that chance goes up to 100%. Next is leap attack. So from the animation, you can see he jumps toward the monsters, another good chasing skill. This one also has a knockdown effect, and again, you can increase it up to 100%. And this is what you usually notice, guys, with melee classes. Most of their skills have 100% chance PvP knockdown, while range classes usually cap at around 50%. Next, we have Wolf Fang. So just looking at the animation, it already looks cool, like you're doing a combo attack. And if you check the total damage at level 1, guys, it's 700% of your physical attack power. So that's huge. From what I've seen so far while reviewing all the classes, this is actually the highest among them, with Volba being second. And if you level this up to max, it can reach almost 1400%. So honestly, this class looks really solid in terms of damage. Yeah, that's why I'm really wondering why most player in the community still consider this class their least favorite. Like they prefer Warlord than this one. So next up is Quake. So guys, from the animation, it feels like it's not an instant skill. There seems to be some casting or charging time. But if you check the effects, it actually stuns opponents, and when maxed out, the stun rate goes up to 100%. That means this class has two types of CC, guys, like knockdown and stun, which is really nice. Next is counter attack skill. So from the name and from the animation itself, it's pretty straightforward. Like when someone hits you while this skill is active, you counter attack. This is perfect if you know your opponent's skills pattern, especially if you can predict a dangerous move, you can use this right away. And also for the effects of this skill, it includes knockdown with up to 100% chance when max, but again, just like before, it still doesn't have the failure knockdown effect that Warlord has. And for those who don't know what that means, failure knockdown is an effect that lowers your opponent's knockdown resistance when your first knockdown fails, so your next one is more likely to land. Next is Snake Snare, and from the animation, this looks more like a utility skill, you know, like it pulls opponents back towards you. And the good part here is that it's an AoE pull, so you can pull a bunch of monsters at once. And at first, it gives 1% monster damage, which increase up to 12% when max. Still lower than Volba, who usually get around 30%. And of course, this one also has a 100% knockdown effect. Next, we have the Lunatic Force, and from the animation, it looks like a self-buff skill. And when maxed out, it gives multiple buffs related to DPS. So now it makes more sense why the Korean community says Scald is more of a tank than Berserker, because Scald buffs focus more on defense, while Berserkers are focused on DPS. So next is this Chain Hook. This one's a rare skill, guys, meaning you cannot buy the skill book of this one from NPC or from the clan shop. It only drops from monsters, so you either have to farm it yourself or buy it from other players in the market. So this skill also has a knockdown effects, and you can increase the chance up to 100%. Yeah, then guys, we have this skill called Brave Lore, which is another rare skill. And as I said in my previous class reviews, guys, each class in this game always only has 2 rare skills, and the rest you can get from NPCs or the clan shop. And from the animation of this skill, this one looks like another buff skill that also deals some damage to nearby enemies. And if you check the effects, when max out, it stun opponents for 3 seconds with a 100% chance. Crazy, guys. So unless your opponent has high stun resistance, they're guaranteed to get stunned. And it also applies several debuffs. Next, we have this skill called Shield Attack, and from the animation, he throws his shield at his opponent. So obviously this one's a long range skill, and when you max this out, you get these effects, and this is insane. And finally, guys, the last skill for this class unlocks at level 60, so it's more of a self buff as well. Now let's move on to the passive skill. I believe most of you already know what passive skills are. They're basically bonus stats or effects that are always active, no need to activate them, something like that. So for Berserker, you get passives that boost physical attack power, and also another skill that boosts your hit and also your physical damage, but by percentage. And then you also have physical defense. And the last 3 here are actually similar to other classes. One that boosts deadly avoidance or critical evasion, one that boosts regular evasion, and the last one that increase PvP damage defense. Okay, so next is the potential skill system. Okay, so guys, you will be able to unlock this one once you reach level 35, and from then on, every time you level up, like let's say level 36, 37, 38, and so on, you'll get a skill point you can use to increase one of your potential skills. So these are also passive bonuses that boost your stats. One nice thing here is that you can reset them anytime. Like you get all your points back and reallocate them however you want. So ideally, when you first reach level 35, you should go first for the Wisdom of Mimirs, since this one it increases your mana and mana regen. Then later you need different stats like evasion. You can reset and go for Loki's agility instead, which increase your hit and evasion. Very useful for surviving in higher farming stage. And then last up, guys, is what I call the whale skills, because I think only whales can really get this one. There's a chance for F2P players, but it will take a long time. For example, one of these skills requires a plus 15 Mjolnir, and another one needs a plus 15 megs. And if you check the market price for these items, you see why I call them whale skills. They're really expensive. So yeah, guys, that's basically the skill set of the Berserker. And guys, one thing I noticed from all our class reviews so far is that melee classes generally have a higher chance of knockdown effects in their skill. So maybe that's how the game balance things out, like range classes are better at monster hunting, while melee classes are stronger in player combat or PK areas. And that actually makes sense now, since I've seen a lot of people in the community complaining about melee classes or melee players in inter-server or PK maps, saying they're super annoying there. So yeah, guys, that's it. So how about you? Are you going to play Berserker in the global release? Yeah, well, to be honest, by simply looking at the skill, they're not that bad, and they even look better than Warlord if you're going to check the numbers of the skill details. So yeah, anyway, again, thank you guys, and see you on our last class review, which is Archer. So see you there.